With us now is Amalia Fawcett, Plan International's Senior Child Rights Specialist, and Charlotte Strong, who travelled to Ethiopia to see this film made. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So where did this idea come from to focus on a child's right to play?
Well, the right to play is really like a doorway that opens other pathways to different rights. Play is shown to strengthen brain pathways, and it actually makes a more flexible brain that sets a child up for better learning and social development in the future.
I doubt anyone would argue with that, but when we know that we're dealing with some countries where, for example, Syria, where simply surviving is the problem, why is it important to focus on that when it would seem that that's going to be the fourth, fifth, sixth order issue behind simple survival?
Yeah, obviously you need to get some other rights in place before you can access the right to play. But one of the things that's shown about play is that it helps children recover from situations like that. So in places like Syria or the Philippines after Typhoon Haiyan, setting up safe spaces where children can relax and be children is shown to have an enormous impact on their emotional stability after a disaster.
What are the consequences for kids who don't have the access to play as they grow up, as they develop into adults?
That's probably this one for you.
It's actually shown to harm their ability to learn. Play is actually a building block in terms of future learning. And if the brain is constructed in a bottom-up approach, so if you don't get the first layers right, you're actually setting the children up to essentially have a very difficult time into the future.
So Charlotte, what was your approach as filmmaker?
So we wanted to take a more positive approach to making this film. The images you often see by the media and by organisations that work in the developing world are often quite negative images, and I think those images definitely have a place, but we wanted to show the story of a child through that child's eyes. We wanted them to lead the storytelling process and to show us what their life is like. And so we went over to Ethiopia, we met Henok, and we spent 4 days filming with him. And he took us right through, from kindergarten to his home to, interacting with his friends around in the community. And he really led the process of making this film.
Tell us a bit more about him. I believe he wants to fly helicopters or planes.
He does. He's got a lot of dreams for the future, a lot of plans. He wants to be a running champion. He wants to fly a helicopter. There's all kinds of things that he wants to do. And it's really, it was really amazing to see someone. I mean, he lives in difficult conditions. He lives in a house which is really, I guess, little more than a tin shed. Both his parents work 2 jobs to try and support their children. But amongst all that, Henok has joy and happiness in his life. He has friendships. He's participating in a planned program that allows him to go to school, to kindergarten, and he's really accessing his right to play.
So by focusing on a child's right to play, are you hoping, just to be blunt about it, that that's going to get more funds raised for Plan than the more negative approach?
Well, I think it's something that everyone can connect to. Everyone who's been a child has been able to play, and I think it's something that's very positive and quite universal, and it really shows that children throughout the world have things that they have to have in place to succeed. And it's a positive message that we think will resonate with a lot of people.
And is there a message that can be picked up by those living in countries like this, in developed countries as well, about the concept of play?
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the things we do when we're working in communities is work with parents and talk to them about the things that they already know innately children need, like positive touch and stimulation that's age appropriate. And I think this is one of the examples of just what age appropriate stimulation can result in a child like Henok.
Amalia Fawcett and Charlotte Strong, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Stay right where you're at.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.